And 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Buddies podcast. That's the final name. We're never discussing this ever again. If you have a better name, leave it below. We'll run it by the misses of the pod, and we'll move on from there. But, guys, Tennessee coming up big over South Carolina. 28 first quarter points again. And the Vols pull out the big win, 45-20. What are the thoughts? What do we think? Happy, sad?
It's hard to know what
another. Yeah,
just another game.
Routine butt whipping. I mean, it's all we do now.
Hey, I was the only one that said we needed to do that to buy us in, and we did it, and now we're bought in. Am I right?
I don't think you're the first person to suggest that winning would make us buy in.
I don't know. I need to see some research on that. But ladies and gentlemen, this week is Kyle's homecoming edition of the podcast. There he is in the top right, the bucket hat. Beautiful. Shout out to Khalil McKenzie. Kyle, what do you think about the South Carolina win?
Well, I do like that. A lot of people was like, well, Missouri and South Carolina were really bad defenses, so blah, 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 like taken away from us a little bit. But I'm like, we've played them really bad before, and we struggled to win. So I'm glad that I'm glad that we just like murdered them, and blew them out. So that was my takeaway is like, if they're really bad, then fine, but we must be at least a decent to really good team to blow them out like we did. So that's my thought.
Yeah, I mean, their defense was definitely rated a lot higher than their offense, but got a little scared there near the middle of the game when we just kind of weren't doing much of anything, but we didn't really have to.
Right.
So I don't know how much I buy into that, but so last week's score predictions, Kyle, you said 38-21 Tennessee. Caleb, you said 34-31 Tennessee. Chris, 30-21. Austin, our guest last week, the resident South Carolina fan, said 27-24 South Carolina. Oh, gosh. And I said 48-20. So please, round of applause for only being 3 points off my prediction. I've been good at that this year. But,
yeah.
But Chris, Caleb, what do you guys think? Happy? What do you think about the South Carolina performance?
By all means, Caleb.
Take it away.
I'm just like, it's just really nice to be able to watch a game and have like no stress. So of course I'm happy, but I don't know. I'm just feel like I'm going to live much longer now that we're just winning so easily.
Chris?
I mean, like I said before, I still don't really exactly know what to think about it because, like Kyle said, they are doing a good job of trying to say, well, these teams are kind of bad. But all said, the scheme has been there all year, and now, like, a big moment for me was Jalen Hyatt making that touchdown grab, like in double coverage. It was a grown man catch, and it was something that he was dropping earlier in the year. Guys were making catches and making runs that we were getting stuffed on, and they were getting drops. So it feels like we are getting better. So it's cautious optimism going forward.
God, I think we're actually good. That's the kind of the conclusion I'm coming to. We're doing, like you said, Chris, we're doing something that none of the previous, however many, 4 coaches have done is get better throughout a season. We're hitting the passes now. We're catching the balls. We've reduced the penalties like a crazy amount. How many do we have? A couple against South Carolina?
2 for 30.
2.
Wow, I didn't know.
So 4 penalties the last 2 games.
We're demolishing bad teams, like doubling the spread every week.
We're beating them like Alabama would beat them.
That's why my background is what it is. I'm at the happiest place on earth. Dollywood at Christmas time, folks. Buy your tickets. Get ready. Oh, the
Can you
Vols.
smell sausages? Yeah,
I'm putting a question mark after this statement, but the Vols are back. Oh my gosh. What exclamation point question mark? Okay. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, Tennessee so just a few notes I have written down. We were 12 of 17 on third downs against South Carolina, which I think against that defense, it's a middle of the road SEC defense, pretty good. We didn't have to
Yeah,
go for it on fourth down for once, but what
I
were you
feel
gonna
like we're
say?
getting a lot of short third downs because we've been really efficient on first and second
Yeah, that's
down.
what I was gonna say. A lot of those were just hey, line up, go get 1 or 2 yards and get it. So we also had our first 100-yard wide receiver on the season, Velus Jones. Congratulations, sir. Incredible to think at this point we just got a 100-yard wide receiver. So
we're spreading the
Well,
wealth.
yeah,
well, we didn't have to versus Missouri.
yeah,
We just
that's
ran the
true.
ball.
Yeah. But any other thoughts from South Carolina, Austin? We send our condolences to South Carolina. Tough loss.
Yeah, I feel bad for Austin. My friends EJ and Chadvis, lots of South Carolina people in my life. They're good fans. Um, I don't like your coach.
He's a lunatic.
Well,
It's
Beamer
just
Ball.
Can we
third.
talk about the
Yes.
announcers calling every single good thing South Carolina did Beamer ball? Like, oh wow, 15-yard pass, Beamer ball.
I mean, their only passing touchdown on the day came from like a 44-yard punt fake.
The fake punt.
Yeah, so
I will grant that one play as Beamer ball, but
That was Beaver
that
Ball.
was one play. Like I remember they punted before that, and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna fake it," but they didn't. And then that one was like, "Oh, they might fake it," and they did, and they scored. So I'm like, "Okay, like, did nobody expect them to fake it? Like, what are we?"
Did you watch our players? Just like they were like they were like
They saw the guy and looked at the punter try to throw the ball and said, "What?" Like, it was remarkable. Remarkable.
Yeah.
he
Um,
wound up Benny Testaverde and just ugh. And our guys just watched it happen.
oh
It's
man,
can we?
four
we
four
just,
different South Carolina people attempted a pass in that game. Pretty sure it was 4.
well, can we laugh?
Uh-oh.
One of the most hilarious plays of the season.
What was that, Caleb? Sorry, you broke up.
Say, can we please get a good laugh in about their halfback pass?
Yeah.
The one that was thrown by a defensive end
Oh yeah, I don't know who it was, but
in
it
the red
was
zone there.
pretty atrocious.
The interception.
I thought it was great that it for the first time did not work for the other team.
Yeah, it's like we learned. Like they're like, oh, it worked for the past 3 teams. Let's try it, and we finally stopped it.
I'm
Well,
like
the funny thing was,
more.
I think we bit on their fake. It's just they faked it from the 5-yard line, so we just like took 3 steps back and intercepted it.
Yeah.
That defense, though, we were down a couple of key defenders. Theo Jackson didn't play. Brandon Turnage, Alabama transfer, in his shoes there, ended up earning what, SEC Defensive Player of the Week honors, right?
Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, congratulations. 0 turnovers, though. 2 SEC games in a row with 0 turnovers. Hendon Hooker, our boy Herndon, is just killing it with the efficiency. And what is he, number 1 in the SEC and number 5 in the nation in quarterback rating? Is that right?
Yes, we're so proud of him.
Oh, man, so proud of him.
Mm.
So what else we got about South Carolina? Any other thoughts, or are we ripping this rearview mirror off this vehicle and looking forward?
Forward.
Forward.
No, it's forward.
Forward.
What y'all said.
Okay, Kyle said what we
Yeah.
said. That's right, folks. This Saturday, 7:30. Chris, I lied to you. This past Saturday, and said it was on ESPN2. It's on SEC Network at 7:30. Tennessee versus Ole Miss. The Vols 4-2, 2-1 in the conference. Ole Miss 4-1. I didn't look up the conference record. What are they? 1-1, 2-1. I don't know. Who cares? It's Ole Miss. Tennessee leads the all-time series though, 44-19, and one tie. When was the last time the Vols and Ole Miss met? Who knows the answer?
That not 2014.
2014. Isn't that crazy? It's 2021. We're playing Ole Miss for the first time in 7 years. What the heck?
Texas A&M and Missouri.
Yeah.
That wasn't was that the one where like Justin Hunter got like a ricochet?
No, that's 2011.
2014 was the 34-3 Butch Jones.
No,
Yeah, that was
Volunteers.
2014 was the greatest day. The guy with the Tennessee sweater vest. That's
34-3 Butch Jones. Vols lost.
That guy. Good
yeah.
job, Chris. That was good.
Bad.
That was good.
Yeah, that was that guy. But Ole Miss favored by 2.5. The over/under is set at 82. Oh, it's going to be an exciting football game. Kyle, what you thinking? You got the bucket hat on. You're heading to Neyland on Saturday. What's going to happen? What are your thoughts?
So I guess my thoughts are both offenses are going to score a ton, and they're both really, really good. I think the game is going to be won on defense, as saying I don't think it's going to be like the first to 60 points wins. I think it's going to be like the first defense to 5 stops wins. Like it's really going to like I don't even know. Like someone was saying today on the radio that like Ole Miss is telling like their team like, hey, let's stop the other team. Let's hold the other team to at least 31 points, and then we'll get at least 34, 40, 50 points. So I mean, if they're setting their goal at like hopefully holding us to 31 points, I mean, my God. And I don't know. I just think that if you say offense is a wash, I like our defense better than their defense. I think our defense isn't just like a notch above their defense. I think our defense is probably 2 or 3 notches above their defense.
Well, according to the NCAA official website for statistics, Tennessee's defense and total defense is 47th, and Ole Miss is 100th. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if
twice
that's
as
true or
good.
not,
Like,
but someone like I guess last week or 2 weeks ago said that like Ole Miss had only like sent a blitz 3 times the entire year.
yeah, they don't
Like
have
they've
very
only
many
been
sacks.
Yeah, they've only it's only like 3 down linemen, and they don't do any pressures at all. It's just 3. They put 3 down linemen, and they just the other 8 just kind of like their first steps back.
They run
Yeah,
a
they're
3-2-6 and have one of the worst defenses in college football.
Yeah,
Well, apparently their corners and whatnot just they send everyone back because they have no faith in any of their secondary. Not one of them. So it's kind of going to be like air that we're running and throwing against.
Right, Caleb, what do you think? What's the difference this week? Defense, offense?
I think it's going to be mistakes, turnovers, and penalties. I mean, if either team has a +2 in the turnover margin, they're definitely going to win. If we go back to our penalty streak, those are just drive killers, and I really don't like our chances. But I think if we play a clean game for the most part, we have a really good chance. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I
think the big thing, Ole Miss quarterback Matt Corral, who ESPN has anointed the next Heisman winner, has 0 interceptions thrown on this season. So if we're going to get some turnovers, we're going to need to get it, and hopefully we can force a couple of interceptions. But rip that ball out, Alontae Taylor, pick it, get us some free cookies. Just do whatever you got to do. But, man, we got to win this game. So total offense, on the note of total defense, Tennessee is 18th in the country in total offense. Ole Miss is 2nd right behind Ohio State for first in total offense. What do you think? Is this going to be a letdown game for our defense, Kyle? Do you think our defense will stop Ole Miss's offense?
I mean, I think Ole Miss is going to score a ton of points. I think they're going to carve us to pieces. But I think we get, like I said, I think we're going to, if you say the first team to 3 stops or the first team to 5 stops wins the game, I think Tennessee gets more stops than Ole Miss gets stops. Like, if we can, I mean, my God, if we start them out with like a 3 and out, or we hold them to a field goal like twice, and who knows if Lane Kiffin will just go for it on 4th down from his own red zone. Who knows? But I think if we say, are we going to stop them? I mean, hopefully we hold them less than like 34 points.
34? Okay.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you?
Well, I mean, what do y'all think? What do you think is like a good number for us to hold them to?
0.
I think if we hold them to 34, we will win.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think we win by double digits if they score just 34.
How about 42?
Okay. We'll get to score prediction. Let's just stay. What do you need to see from our defense to convince you that they can compete against the top offenses? They can limit those points, because how many points does Florida score? 38, right?
37, something like that.
Yeah. So if you can do that, I mean, Ole Miss's defense clearly not what Florida is. Florida is near the top 25 nationally in defense, but I mean, we've not seen them let us down yet. I guess maybe the Pittsburgh game, but
I mean, they were down pretty good against Florida's offense. But then again, we were just anemic on offense. So they were out.
I think if you told us we would score 38, or Florida would score 38 against us, I think you would probably feel like we would have a decent chance to win, right?
But I do feel like the defense is going to be having plenty of rest in this one. I don't know, actually. No. I feel like there's going to be a lot of short drives.
That's something that has improved since I brought it up on the podcast here, is our time of possession keeps going up. Last week, we held the ball longer than Missouri. Caleb, don't sigh. This week, we were close to South Carolina, so they're listening, and we're winning football games.
I was just thinking, like, on the one hand, I think this game is going to get played in the 60s, but on the other hand, given Ole Miss's defensive proclivities, I think we may just run the ball constantly, and that may keep the score down a little bit and keep our defense off the field. So,
I mean, we've been consistently running for over 200, like near 250.
But doesn't Ole Miss also do that? Isn't Ole Miss like in the top 20 in rushing efficiency or rushing statistics, or however they are compiled?
Not off the top of my head, but Corral's only thrown for 300 yards twice this season, so you're probably right. Yeah.
I mean, they're a good rushing team. I just feel like we're going to put up more of a fight we're going to stop their run more than they're going to stop our run.
Yeah, I think our defense is going to be the key to this game.
I mean, if we're both going to run the ball, if they're going to run the ball and we're going to run the ball, I think that is us by 2 scores or more.
Do we like our secondary, though? We haven't been peppered in a passing attack since, what's his name, Kenny Pickett. Emory Jones hit some stuff against us, but it was Pickett really just knifed us in the passing game. I don't know if I have a lot of confidence still. Like, South Carolina and Missouri were running a lot. We didn't really.
Our passing attack is kind of just sit in zone and don't let anything over top, though.
Yeah.
And that's part of just giving up a lot of points. It's just, we'll give you the 6-7 yard route, but you're not going to throw it 60 yards, 40 yards,
But to Chris's point, though, I would say, I think you have to define this game differently than other games on what's a successful defensive strategy. Like when we say, are we going to stop Ole Miss from passing? Absolutely not.
No, I
But
don't
like,
think so.
yeah. But I
It'd be
mean,
great if we did, though.
I don't trust our secondary to stop them. 6 out of 10 times, but maybe they stop them like 3 out of 10 times, and those 3 is enough.
How nice is that? We're just gonna like that takes so much of the anxiety of the game off my shoulders. We're gonna sit there and just know someone's scoring.
It
Yeah.
is.
Go ahead,
I
guys.
disagree.
What?
I think it's going to cause way more anxiety. I'm never going to feel comfortable in this game. If we're up 4 touchdowns, I will not feel comfortable whatsoever.
Yeah, that's true.
We have to have the ball last, is what it feels like to me.
But also on the flip side of that, on the good side though, if we go down 4 scores and it's halftime, I still feel like we can come out and win in the second half.
Yeah. Chris, so don't leave at halftime. You hear that?
Yeah, no
Stay
leaving
the
at halftime.
course.
We'll see how comfortable the seats are.
Well,
No, you're not leaving.
I'll be keeping the tailgate warm for you if you do choose. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. We're here after what? When's the last time we felt confident about the program in general? Not just like, we can win this game, but like just feel confident that the program's heading in the right direction. When was the last time that you felt that?
Halftime of the Georgia game in 2019.
Yeah. Oh well. Yep.
Wow, that is true.
Okay. Well,
June.
Walk it back Wednesday.
remind me, what was that game?
We got the huge goal line stop on Georgia. I forget what the score. We were like down 3 or up 3 or something.
Russell Smith comes on the post or halftime. We're winning the game. We're winning.
Was it last year, Georgia? Yeah, last year, Georgia. What about that? Weren't we winning at halftime? Did you not feel?
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah, 20. That's probably what I meant.
I was thinking.
Yeah, Jeremy Pruitt's last year.
Like what? Yeah, that was the last moment, I guess. But
it was crazy because as soon as JG turned the ball over just once, he just went back to old JG, and it was the season was done after his first turnover.
It wasn't just the offense; like everything collapsed.
Yeah, it was
shock.
Oh, defining moment. ESPN 30 for 30 moment for sure. So let's get a little bit of score predictions. Caleb, what are you feeling? Tennessee versus Ole Miss.
I'm feeling 55-52 Tennessee.
Oh, baby. Chris.
63. 56. Tennessee.
Okay, Kyle.
51-42 Tennessee.
Jesus. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pick traditional
83.
6-3 SEC score. God, what a bunch of scores.
Suckers, man. Like all your intuition says that we're gonna go nuts. I bet it's like in the 30s.
Well, I got to think about it now. So Heupel likes to go for it on 4th down. So I got to eliminate a couple of field goals from my score prediction, which is what happened last week. Like I had it right, but the 5, how easy it turns into an 8, it just messed me up. This week,
he loves field goals before halftime, though. Just don't forget
this week, 52-49 Tennessee. Oh man, we've all picked the Vols to win. Can't wait to be just despondent and terrible on Saturday night. Oh gosh.
Yeah, we're
possibly
really
early Sunday morning.
We're setting ourselves up for some real pain here, but then,
well, I think that's a good talking point for me. Is saying even if we lose, I'm still really happy where we're at right now. I said in the group chat earlier, it's like I'm expecting to win, and I really do think I'm expecting us to win. But if we don't win, I'm still excited that I'm legitimately have the idea to think that we should win.
Well,
I'm still excited.
Does the type of loss play into that at all? Like if we lose, 42-17, like are you going to be like, oh, well,
Look at them
we beat
shaking their.
South Carolina, Missouri?
No, I mean, I think I would come in and say, "Oh man, we could have done this, we could have done that in that specific game." But overall, going into this season, it wasn't about the Ole Miss game. I'm looking at the whole season now. The only time I probably get pissed is if we get like boat raced by Kentucky. That's the only thing that's going to really piss me off the rest of the season. Everything else is kind of like house money.
I mean, that is a really good point. Do agree.
I'm with Kyle. I had no expectation of winning this game before the season, so the fact that we all kind of think we might win is good enough for me. If we lose 42-17, I'm just going to say, okay, well, we're not quite ready yet. Let's go beat the terrible teams on our schedule and go 7-5. I mean,
Who's terrible?
Vandy, South Alabama, Kentucky.
Mac did.
Yeah, so when we did our season predictions in the first episode, you all three picked Ole Miss to win, and I picked UT to win. So
I thought Missouri. I thought like
Vols.
Missouri was going to beat us.
I thought for sure, yeah.
Reach again. Hang on.
Maybe not on this podcast, but like in the summer, me and Chris were talking.
Yeah,
I was like,
Caleb-
"This is 70-30 Missouri
no, Kyle,
win."
you and me had Missouri to win. Chris, you and Caleb had Missouri to lose, or Missouri to win. Me and Kyle had UT to win. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, but first time Lane Kiffin coming back to Knoxville as a head coach. I mean, you just got to think, as emotionally driven as this guy is, he's going to try everything in his power to win this football game. Do you guys agree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Caleb?
Oh,
I mean, I think hopefully for Ole Miss's sake, he tries every week to win. But
Okay.
He goes into a football game. I'm not going to do everything
extra
I can.
hard. All right, Mr. Bucket Hat, what do you think? Kiffin going to have his boys extra motivated? He's been playing Rocky Top at practice all week, which somebody should let him know we don't even play it in the game anymore. But what do you think?
I like the one thing that I was thinking, and like someone mentioned this today, was like, I think that this has become a really big game with a really big atmosphere. Like Lane Kiffin actually might do something stupid on his end that he wouldn't have done if it wasn't such a big game. So I think that this big game atmosphere and the checker kneeling and the night game and being sold out and his first time back, that might push him over the fence to do something stupid that he wouldn't have done before.
Do y'all remember the first offensive play when Kiffin came back as offensive coordinator for Alabama?
The standard play action 9 route that's always open.
It was like that wide receiver screen that just went untouched for like a 70-yard touchdown.
Same thing they do every single year.
And
Yes.
We were genuinely excited that we could win that game, and that happened first play, and it's like, oh yeah, we're Tennessee. Where was I gonna? I was gonna go. Somebody bail me out here. What are the keys this weekend? What do you want to see on offense?
Tyon Evans with 250 yards.
Or more.
He's been flirting with it. One thing I did try to research was injuries, and it's impossible in this day and age of college football to get an injury report, so no clue who was out for either team. But I think we're looking pretty good on injuries this week.
And apparently Ole Miss had several against Arkansas, especially in the secondary.
I did see from Arkansas's 24/7 site that a bunch of the players that went down in the game did come back. One offensive lineman did not, though, so I'm not sure if he'll play. But
R.I.P.
I mean,
I think Theo Jackson coming back and having a week of rest. He's basically just had a bye week.
But
and Cooper Mays
having plugged Turnage in there for a week and SEC Defensive Player of the Week, like hell yeah. That's more depth that's there. Like
yeah.
Man.
You
Who's
gotta.
more important to have back, Theo Jackson or Cooper Mays?
I'm not
Theo Jackson.
Theo Jackson because
His backup was SEC Defensive Player of the Week. What do you mean?
I'm
No.
not convinced Cooper Mays is good.
Yeah, same here.
I'm Theo Jackson.
Okay.
I like cohesiveness that we've run with the last couple of weeks without Cooper Mays. Now, granted, it's against South Carolina and Missouri, but there's been a nice chemistry there.
We haven't had all the stupid penalties on the line either. I don't know if that has anything to do with him or not, but we haven't had false starts and holdings all over the place.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
I value consistency here.
That's something I wanted to bring up. What do you guys think about officiating this year? Like,
it's just as bad as every other year.
I mean, it just feels like so many blatant calls are missed. Like, and I'm not even complaining against Tennessee, but like, just so many calls. It's like that's holding. Like, where's the flag? Like, what's happening? Like, it feels like officiating is definitely taking a step down. What do you guys think?
Same opinion as Caleb.
Okay.
Yeah, the one thing that stood out to me in just other SEC games was like an obvious instant replay call is no longer obvious.
Yeah.
Okay, there's that.
And,
the fact that I'm still smarting over that fourth down spot against Pitt. Like, I'd like to be 5-1 right now.
Gosh.
Yeah.
You 5-1 ranked, and this would be not on SEC Network. It would be headlining everything.
And that would be nice.
Well, it's already. I mean, the world is already descending on Knoxville for this matchup.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
coming.
ESPN is like third place now because we got Barstool Sports coming in. We got everybody.
We got Josh Pate in town.
The internet is coming. Cable's not coming, but the internet's coming.
Well,
What are you talking about? Mark Packer.
Cable TV is dead, so
Yeah.
the world of internet is upon us.
We need to get Brandon Walker at the tailgate.
Yeah, let's talk some wrestling.
Would he hate us? Would he hate us? I
We
think
should
he
get him
might.
on the. Somebody message him. Let's get him on the pod.
Yeah.
God, he would tear us to pieces.
Yeah, we'll take any famous guest, just.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you think
I'll
he's
be
the
here.
most famous person that we could conceivably get on here? Okay.
I want my dream right now is to get Matt Dixon, just because I think he would steer us in just such good conversation that we got to think recently achievable. Okay, we can't be talking about getting somebody on a.
Let's get Matt on for Kentucky week.
I think we could convince Tony to come on.
We'll talk to him at Smoothie King on Friday.
Oh, hell.
Smoothie King Friday, Tony event, Roger birthday. Everybody go check it out. So, what else? What else we got for Tennessee Ole Miss? What are we thinking? Kyle, what hats are you packing when you head down to Knoxville?
Oh, I'm not packing any. I'm gonna go buy some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my backpack's coming just almost barely empty, and I'm hoping to put stuff in it to come back.
Are you worried about supply chains though? What if they don't have any hats?
Well, I'm not worried.
You're not worried. Okay.
Yeah.
God bless America, right? Caleb, what hat are you wearing this week? What is that? I can't see the logo.
That's my Roffelman hat.
Oh, beautiful.
I don't know what I'll wear Saturday. I haven't quite decided yet.
Natural hat.
Are we legit orange section?
Yeah, we're legit orange section.
So yeah,
Okay,
somebody mentioned it earlier. Checker Neyland is back. We've never won a game in Checker Neyland. No, we won one game, correct? 2016 Florida.
38 in a row. Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a bad checker because it's going to be pretty cool. I don't feel like
Can we
people
stop? Can we please stop with the nonsense?
Matt,
who cares?
Get off my lawn.
People wear orange and white intermittently anyways. Just, it's a, It's like a Hubble deep field checker Neyland. Like
we checkered. Remember how cold it was for the first one, 2014 Florida? It was legitimately freezing. It was 40s. It was
that
great.
Be the Hero Whirly game?
Yeah, that was the 10 to 9.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I went and bought like just a plain white hoodie because I was in the white section. So I just went to Walmart and bought a white hoodie.
See, it's sad. Makes people have to go spend money at local, national businesses that already have enough money.
Allows them to spend money. Encourages them.
Just terrible. So, you guys are all in favor of Checker Neyland?
Of course.
I truly don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm for having fun if people want to have fun.
Gun to your head. Keep it or get rid of it forever. Which one do you take?
No, it makes the game about the fans. It's not about the fans. Your job is to show up, be loud, and cheer on the Vols. The game is about the team.
But I think when they're in the checker, from my experiences going to different games, Checker Neyland has been the loudest games I've been a part of.
Yeah, it makes the spectacle.
It makes them louder.
Yeah, it's in their head. They feel the spectacle. They're not on their phones as much. They're not doing the wave as much. They're into it.
Caleb, I see you down there. I see you thinking with me. Remember before we had to do this gimmicky BS to get the fans loud? Remember that time, Caleb?
Remember when we were really, really good at football?
Yeah, exactly.
Stop checkering Neyland, okay? It's checkered enough in the end zones. That's all you need to cheer for is to get in the end zone. Stop. Just stop. But
I will say this, Matt. I'll agree on this point with you on saying if you do checker Neyland, don't wear alternative uniforms. You have to wear orange. Like the checker Neyland with the smoky grays was the dumbest thing ever.
Well, that was the only time we ever won a checker Neyland, so maybe you should argue we should wear alternate uniforms.
No, I mean I don't care about superstition.
Okay. Well,
I'm just going by aesthetics and looks.
He lives in New York, but he's not a Yankees fan, folks.
Speaking of aesthetics, shout out to Caleb for his viral tweet about what VOLS letters should be in the South Upper Deck end zone. Danny White, let's talk about this. I'm starting to really like the guy.
I think do too.
Yeah.
Like he's reaching out, he's doing a good job. He's sort of he saw the initial backlash to his kind of corporatese hollowness that he would put out there. He steered into this text your buddy stuff. Like I think he's starting to really understand this place a little more, and I think he's going to get a big time lesson on Saturday. So far so good. Good returns from him. Because I think Caleb had the most response or like most likes on any response in there, so he's definitely going to look at that. So you may be indirectly responsible for getting us the letters back in the color and tech font that we need.
I'm going to take full credit.
You should. That's what Tony would do.
Like we've not been carrying it since.
1,
2.
Well, oh man,
awkward times. Dead air.
I honestly felt some anxiety there.
Okay, well, let's talk about this. Like, Danny White, will he come be a part of the podcast since he's interacting with fans?
That's an interesting thought.
Highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, since Matt's gone and he hates this stuff, can we talk about advanced stats for a second?
Please do.
Bill C has us winning by 4 in his little number thing, and he says it's going to be a 33-29, and then parentheses, needs 40 more points. So he thinks it's going to be very high scoring, and that we're going to win.
How has he been? Like, I haven't followed him very much. Has he been pretty accurate? Or in his
he's about the same as he always is, which is like 55% against the spread, and like he's usually off on like the absolute score by like 10 points on average or something. So
Is the ESPN FPI still have us a 54% favorite?
something like that.
Yeah, I saw it was like 52 or 53.
Oh.
It's pretty crazy, but it also favors us in Kentucky now, right? I believe I saw that.
Oh, we're gonna murder Kentucky.
Kentucky is straight garbage.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Speaking of Matt Dixon, he had Kentucky like 12th in his SEC standings or something ridiculous.
Speaking of 12th in SEC standings, the Vols recruiting class for next year is rated 12th.
All right, let's
in
not
the
talk about
SEC
that, Matt.
right now.
Easy.
When are we
Sorry.
going to
Talk
get
about
some
that.
recruits?
All right, Matt.
Easy.
That's too
I will
negative.
say this. I don't know if we're still talking about this, but if and when we beat Ole Miss, do we start climbing the Alabama mountain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I think depending on how we beat Ole Miss.
I'm at the peak of every mountain right now. Like, I think this team, the way it's playing right now, could beat any team on the schedule. So, okay, I'm at the base of Georgia Mountain, but any other team, I think we could beat.
Yeah, I think Alabama got exposed a little bit, and I'm not saying we're going to beat them. I'm just saying that, like, depending on how we play Ole Miss and if we beat them and how we beat them, I might be excited about Alabama.
What about that game, though? Texas A&M taking down Alabama, like, that Texas A&M backup quarterback looked like absolutely worthless the past 2 or 3 weeks, and they beat Alabama. Like, what the heck?
Didn't just beat them, like they clearly outplayed them. They whipped them at both points of attack. They survived the wave, which you just don't see against Alabama. When Alabama decides to come back and beat you in the event that they're behind, they beat you. And somehow they did not succumb to it. It was inexplicable and odd, especially given that guy had sucked. He got hurt and came back. What did they do to him in that tent? I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I said in the chat or in IRL, I don't remember, that he got a shot of morphine. That was my. That was in the chat. Because it was like he went in hurt and came out like ready to storm the beaches of Tuscaloosa. There, like that was insane.
I feel like that was an all or nothing game for them, and like Jimbo had to have it.
What about that final kick, though? Have you ever seen a kick that just...
Yeah,
that
just
was
straightened
great.
up.
It was like, oh, he's going to doink it off the upright, and then just, oh, nope. Just,
Looked like you with the driver, Matt.
I had to say that was
Hey, it goes the other way and then back to the middle, to the right, usually.
interesting.
Let's have a segment on tailgating. I'm excited about the tailgate.
Okay.
Tailgating. Do we want to
So
give
let's
out
talk
our
about the
tailgating location for this Saturday? Come get your autograph by Buddy's Buddies.
Buddies.
I think it would be kind of hilarious if we took a screenshot right now. Make a face. I'll print out a few of those and let's sign them and just have them.
Kyle, bring that hat, and the first person will all sign it and give him that hat, okay?
No.
I think I legitimately promote this.
It would be just don't put Sesame Street on it, okay? That they won't print it then.
Very cute. That was very cute, Caleb. And yes, we're RSVP.
All right, so me and Chris, we're getting up there really early, right, Chris?
And me? What?
Matt, okay.
Well, I thought you were coming later.
Oh no, that's Caleb. He has responsibilities.
Are you staying with
neglect responsibilities.
Friday night
Yeah, we're doing an emergency Friday night, all night podcast. Up all night. Yeah, we got a sponsor.
We're going from 9 o'clock until kickoff.
Yeah. Yep, we are. Who all was shaking their head just then? Kyle, was that you?
22-hour show. Can we do it?
Absolutely.
Kyle, how confident are you that there will be no delays or cancellations in your travel plans?
Pretty confident.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
only thing that I'm a little worried about is like my one of my layovers is like really, really quick. Like from the time I land to the time my next one boards is like 35 minutes. So
one of those things.
We'll be fine.
We're looking at the weather forecast right now.
Oh, what do we
that
got?
That is
rain was forecasted recently, right? But it's
rain's forecasted, but I have noticed that the trend has moved from it being an all-day, mostly rain event. Ooh, it's changed again. Okay, so it's moved from it was originally projected to be all-day spotty showers, like a 40 to 50% chance. But what it looks like now is that the bulk of the rain is going to be 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. You got your highest percentage chance of rain at 6 a.m. at 76%. And then by the time Kyle and I will be getting there at 7 a.m. on the dot when the garage opens. I'm getting in there first.
And me.
We have a TV this time. We have to get a spot with a TV. Barring that. Sorry. With the
electricity.
Yes.
With the TV.
But it appears by like 11, there's basically no chance for rain. So the rest of the day, by the time the rest of y'all come, it should be really, really nice. If a tad breezy and cool.
What's the food plan?
That's my next question.
Great
Hell
question.
Yeah. Mr. DoorDash International up in the top right wants to know, what is it?
McDonald's.
Oops.
McDonald's.
No.
No. Where'd you go?
Whoops. There we go.
There he is.
Hit the button.
You know what? I'll run to the grocery store after or before.
I'm sure our listeners really love our food planning.
Well, okay, listeners, if you want to come by our tailgate, please bring a food item for us to eat.
Yes. We're so
Everyone bring a covered dish, please.
It is the Kyle's Homecoming Edition.
Not only that, it's his birthday.
It is my birthday.
Saturday. Correct. Saturday, right?
Yeah.
33, yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Last time I went to a Tennessee game on my birthday, we lost to Kentucky for the first time in 26 years.
Shit.
You were at Kentucky in 2010?
Yeah.
Was it 2010 or 2011?
2011.
Set by John Bryce's parents. And they were really happy about it.
Well, at least we were only, a field goal away from staying in it there.
We were so...
Tyler Bray didn't want to go to the bowl game, apparently.
That's one that I'm glad was at 12. Like, we always complain about noon games, but I'm glad that was at 12. Like, oh, gosh.
It sucked getting up there, and it sucked leaving.
Yeah, we drove out. We had plans to, like, hang out and, like, go out to eat somewhere good, and we ended up eating into Arby's, like,
an
hour.
The Arby's in London, or Corbin, Kentucky.
Hey.
And it was all Tennessee fans going through the drive.
No offense to any potential future sponsors of this program. Arby's, if you're listening, bring us a catering tray of beef and cheddars Saturday to 11th Street Garage, please.
That chicken bacon Swiss made me feel so much better, I have to say. And weren't there Tennessee fans in there just being like, I don't know. I don't know.
It was just crazy because the entire Arby's indoor dining was just all a sea of orange people, just like, I'll take the double roast beef to go.
With a side of kill me, please.
Right.
Oh, man. All right, what else we got about Ole Miss?
What
So
do we
defense
miss?
got to come up. Yeah, that is a good point. Screw Lane Kiffin. That's what we're missing. I
Here's the
went
thing.
back and I watched his press conference that night he left, and I saw
And
that Twitter video of Bud Ford banging the papers on the table. What a night. I'll never forget that night. I was in Avatar and IMAX at the pinnacle of Turkey Creek.
The
And
Ikran.
I'm pretty sure it was Caleb that texted me and told me that Kiffin was leaving. Might have not been.
I went down to campus that night, joined in on the festivities.
We met up.
I went in later when everything was dying down to survey the damage and was
Not very much.
thoroughly disappointed in the damage, but was cool
Basically,
to say at least I was there that night. Kyle, what did you think about the night Kiffin left?
I was not there. I was in Sevierville at the time, and I was just like, I remember I was like in a Facebook comment conversation with somebody, and they're like, "He's leaving." I'm like, "There's no way he's gonna leave because of this, that, and the other." And like as soon as I like hit like reply and like send, like the news broke that he left, so I deleted that comment real quick. But that's just what I remember. I think it was Omar Hafiz I was talking to. Shout out to Pigeon Forge High School. But this is one thing I would say about the Ole Miss game this year. I think they do get a better offense than we do, but I think we get a better defense and probably better special teams. So I'm confidently saying we're probably the all-around better team in this game.
I think Bill C agrees with you.
Bill C likes their offense more than ours. But.
Yeah, ESPN's rankings has us higher. So it's definitely going to be exciting. It's exciting going to a game knowing that you should be competitive. You should be able to be in a position to win the game. I've been a roller coaster of emotions this week, thinking, oh, it's over. We're talking about Checkerding Neyland, and now we're doing it. Oh man, I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I've got to shut myself off from the Vol world until Saturday. Oh, but man, I'm so excited to have a chance.
Well, in the great words of the philosopher and poet Ronaldo Swapperboy Woolridge, we're in a new lane. Forget the last one.
No turn signals, baby. Oh man. Okay.
Jesus.
Well, you guys ready to get on to your weekly gripe here? No.
Sure.
Okay. Whatever. Kyle, let's start with you, Mr. Bucket Hat, Mr. Homecoming Man, Mr. Man of the Hour. Hey, Kyle, by the way, you're getting your gifts this weekend, so save room in your carry-on luggage, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So my gripe. I don't really have a gripe from last time. I mean, had a good week. So
Trains back on schedule?
no.
Okay.
But I just can't do the same gripe 3 weeks in a row. I don't know. Everything is, it is what it is. I would say I feel like I'm not gonna have fall weather because it's still like 75 degrees in New York City, and I know that it's gonna just go from 75 to like 5. So it's not like we're gonna have a nice cool fall. I just know that.
Oh, up in
so that's
New York,
kind of annoying.
You're gonna have nice fall weather in Knoxville this weekend.
Yeah, I thought you meant it was beautiful today. Yeah, it should be.
No.
Beautiful fall.
Yeah, it's gonna go from sweating to snow. It's gonna be awful.
That's the joys of being a human being. Chris, what you griping about?
Pants remain the perpetual gripe.
Pants, still. A week later, folks, comment down below. Where does this man buy some pants? I told him last week, Stitch Fix, not a sponsor this week, or have ever been, but maybe someday. Chris, what do you got to do? What's going on?
We just have to keep trucking. More steam. We will find some pants.
All right.
That's it. I don't want to be too long on it.
Let's go the all-star of the gripe, Caleb.
Right for both of us.
Caleb, what we think?
Okay. This is not going to be a super gripey gripe. It is going to continue my ongoing theme of lawn care in my gripes, though. And it's also somewhat of a preemptive gripe for the rest of the fall, and that is leaves. Leaves are a giant pain. They've already started falling here. I raked and bagged like 4 very large bags of leaves already. Just preemptively already very mad about it. So,
is this a thing that you personally care about it, or does your HOA demand it?
okay, well, here's the deal,
Or
Chris.
shit about leaves.
They're deadly to your gutters.
So, you remember my gripe last week was about grass seed. So, I'm getting my yard ready to put down the grass seed that I purchased. And so, to do so, you have to get all the leaves up so that the grass seed can actually touch the dirt. And so that's why I had to rake all those leaves.
Okay.
Why? Do you not have a leaf blower? Like, what?
I don't have a. Nope.
I mean, they make robots for everything. Is there not like a leaf blowing robot by now, or a leaf sucking up robot?
We've got supply chain issues. Can't get the leaf blower robots over here.
Well, let's go, Brandon. Get that fixed. My gripe for the week is I'm gonna go back to, I think it was my first one, drivers. Like, just people, get over yourselves, okay? You're not Dale Earnhardt on the roads. Stop passing in the right lane. Stop being an idiot. Stop excessive speeding. And police all around our area, go set some speed traps and catch some of these fools so we can get them off the roads and calm them down, because this is ridiculous. I'm sick of it. Kyle, when you get to town, be careful. You're renting a car, right?
Yes.
Do you know what
Do you remember how to drive?
Yeah.
Kia, is it still a Kia Soul?
Yeah, I mean, it was the cheapest thing I got, which I just got the small, I got the economy. So
I don't think there's
Kyle car. But you always go up and they're like, well, I know you got the Kia Soul, but do you want this Navigator? And I'm like, no.
Do you want an airplane?
Well, no, I mean, usually they're just like, here, have this, but then they're just like, oh, that's going to be an extra, $5,000.
Yeah. Hey, it happens.
But what's gonna suck is, since I don't have car insurance personally now, I'm gonna have to get the rental car insurance, which that will be that will be as much as the rental car itself.
Ooh.
Shout out to Caleb again for offering his home up to Kyle after Kyle's accommodations got taken away.
That's right, folks. Caleb and the missus and the little one are going away to stay at a hotel, and we're going to have a house party for the podcast Friday night. Address in the description below. It's going to be a great time. Please bring food for both the party and the tailgate the next morning.
Oh yeah, we didn't say that we're going to be at the top level of 11th Street Garage.
Look for how tall is it? 20 feet?
If it's a 20-foot flagpole, it's going to have a big orange flag on it, and if y'all have another flag, there's another set of grommets that we can put whatever you want on it. I think I have a flag somewhere.
We should drive your dad's RV up there.
Well, tough to get to the top of 11th Street, A. B, tough for me to get out of the driveway because it's a 40-foot bus, and I have no idea. I don't know how he does it.
Oh, man.
What? Someday.
Oh, anyways, it's going to be an exciting day. We hope all Vol fans enjoy it, and we hope the Vols just show up, just be competitive, just show the signs of being a competent football team and a competitive football team, and I'm going to be happy. but above all, just freaking win. My gosh.
I've got no expectation that they won't show up. I'm pretty confident that they're going to come out ready to play. They've been ready to play just about every game.
First
Whether
time
we
in
it,
forever.
we'll see. Yeah, it feels really good. This is a weird feeling.
Caleb,
But
how
I
you feeling? Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Who, me?
Yeah, Caleb.
I'm feeling good, guys. I'm just ready to have some fun. I mean, that's what the week's all about.
Yes.
Yeah. Have fun this week. Have fun at the tailgate. Have fun at the game.
We have
Hopefully we win. If not, it's okay.
Oh, why don't we go ahead and check at the stadium? Oh my God, Kyle, set these fools straight. What do we got to think about? What mindset we got to be in?
Caleb just said.
No, just win. Screw all the extra nonsense. Just go out there and win. Just score points, win.
We
I'm
have to
just
create.
scared. I don't know how to act, how to think. I'm worried. We've been here a couple of times where we felt like, okay, this is that game that shows us where we're at, and it's always been a letdown.
The thing here, though, I feel like this time, we kind of convinced ourselves with Pruitt and Butch and maybe even Dooley, but that still felt kind of, we like knew deep down that was kind of smoke and mirrors. This doesn't feel like smoke and mirrors. It feels like legitimately like progress. It doesn't feel like fake progress.
Yeah, that's the thing. Let's keep it up. Oh man, let's get to 5-2, 3-1 in the conference on the year.
Right.
And one win away from that bowl game. Oh baby.
Let's get to Atlanta, guys.
Oh, that's
we control our own destiny.
Who said that? Ranked? Yeah, we received votes in the coaches poll this week, not in the AP, but oh man.
If we win Saturday, Atlanta is on the table.
Okay, well they said that, not me, not I. So, anything else? Any final thoughts? Other than go
Big
Vols.
Orange.
Go Big Orange.
Go Big Orange. Can't wait to see you guys IRL.
Kyle, it's your homecoming. We'll give you the last word. What you got?
Bye.